Hey there, Father Michael here. Yesterday, Good Friday, I talked about the meaning of an ancient Sanskrit word used by Buddhists. The word is marasanati. Marasanati. Which loosely translates as death awareness. And I pointed out what I think is a truth that a lot of people, most people I would guess, who are given a fatal diagnosis, who realize they have a terminal illness, they come to discover, namely, that this life is just pretty damn amazing. And it's a miracle and filled with so many tiny blessings all day, every day that we just don't see most days. It's because we're so wrapped up in our own denial of our mortality and, lost in our fear that somehow, if we admit that all of this, amazing pageant of life is going to come to an end someday, that somehow that makes life somehow less great. And actually, the reverse is true. Think about the way we love roses as an example. We love them because of their beauty and their scent and all of that, even though we know that they're not going to last very long and that soon that scent is going to be rather unpleasant if we leave them in the vase too long. But we love them anyway. And it's precisely because they are so temporary. If we just wanted them for the way they look, we could go to the damn craft store and buy some realistic looking plastic ones or silk ones and stick them in a vase. But it's not the same thing. The same is true for living this life. Mortality can bring vitality, as I said yesterday. This is something that Jesus the Christ knew and tried to live every single day of his life. For the full take on this whole idea, you can check out the sermon from yesterday on the Grace St. John's UCC Facebook page. That being said, trying to go through this life, we make a lot of plans. We have a lot of ideas about how this journey is going to go, and some of them work out exactly the way we thought they would. But the other 99% go a whole different way. And some of them straight up fail. I'm in my 15th year of priesthood, and Holy Week is the perfect time to think about all of that, especially yesterday when I was boo-hooing into the carpet, when we priests come into the church on Good Friday and prostrate ourselves on the floor in front of the cross, just as we did on our ordination day. And I always cry. Always cry. Not much in 15 years has turned out the way I imagined that it would. People have not followed through the way they said they would either. The GLBTQ plus community, those Catholics, yeah, they're great about finding us, but they don't stick around once they get the wedding of their dreams. The drug and alcohol counselors, and I had several who were active in the parish at one time. Once they realized that their own pastor had a drug problem, suddenly all of their training and patience dealing with addicts was out the window, and they were the first out the door. divorced couples who wanted to remarry in the church without the hassle and the money and the whole, scam that the Romans have going with that annulment process. Man, they were all too happy to be involved in the parish, and they served on the parish council, and they were, yes, let's do ministry. And then they realized, oh, crap, you mean you want me to come help the homeless on my Zumba night? Oh, wait, I'm going to a wine tasting. I can't do ministry right now. There have been many times, to be fair, to be honest, that I've questioned myself about all of this, wondering if maybe I was the problem. Maybe I messed this up somehow. Maybe I talked myself into this. Maybe that voice of God I thought I heard, maybe that was just, Michael talking to Michael. And then I pray for a sign when I get on that page. And I always get one. I always get an affirmation that I'm doing the right thing, that I'm in the right place, that I am doing what I'm supposed to do. I just need to find other ways to do it, additional ways to do it. And new people keep showing up. People who are excited to be there, to have found another way of being Catholic that is actually older and more faithful to the pre-Reformation church, a church that has kind of grown up and that recognizes the validity of same-sex sacramental love and open communion and the value of pastoral care over, any doctrinal or regulatory concerns. I've also been in kind of a writing block mode for weeks, probably months, really. I know that I have to write this particular chapter that I am stuck on, but I'm not finding the words. It's just not coming together, and it's pivotal because it ties in the whole thing with my childhood abuse, and then this whole post-traumatic growth idea. And I want to get this damn thing done and finished and published by the end of the year. My 15th year of priesthood. That's like my plan. That's my goal here. But I've been stuck. Oh my goodness. I think for all of Lent. Just wondering how this is going to go. How am I going to tie this all together? Am I really meant to finish the book? Wondering if I'm really meant to finish this, or if this is just some little fantasy in my head, that I've been trying to, bamboozle myself with. And so I'm in church yesterday, and I've been praying for weeks, truthfully. And yesterday, I'm in the church by myself, getting things ready for the Good Friday gathering last evening. And I've got some meditative chant music on, and I'm kind of in the prayer zone, and I'm kind of running through the many prayers on my heart, and finishing the book was one of those things. And I just said, in my heart, just give me some kind of a sign, because I just need to know. Give me a sign so that one way or the other, I know I'm either supposed to finish the damn thing or let the damn thing go. And so I'm running around the sanctuary, and I'm testing the sound system, and I'm queuing up the music, and I'm getting my sermon, that final edit, and I've printed it, and I'm putting it on the pulpit, and I'm setting up the sanctuary and thinking about my dilemma, and I go to put candles on the altar. And what do I find? A black ink pen sitting right there on top of the altar. And to be clear, it's a black gel pen with a nice, comfortable rubber grip, the kind that I like. And I just stopped and kind of smirked to myself. Okay. All right, I got the sign. I get it. Keep writing. Now, it could have been the custodian who put that there, cleaning up, vacuuming after Thursday night. I don't know. I don't know how it got there. All I know is that it was not there when I left that altar Thursday night. There was the sign that I took. We don't know in this amazing pageant / shit show of life which of the seeds that we plant are actually going to blossom and bear fruit and do something. We have lots of plans in this life, but ultimately, it's not our call. It's God who decides what is necessary and what is not. Proverbs chapter 19, verse 21 says, "Many are the plans in a person's heart, but it is God's purpose that prevails." It's God's purpose. God decides which ministries will ultimately flourish and which ones will wither away. Just like all aspects of our life, really. Failure, I'm not a fan. Failure sucks. Losing people to death and illness and old age and watching them diminish, that sucks too. Face planting, figuratively or literally, just when we thought we were doing just fine, that also sucks. But life is still a miracle. The more so because we know that this can only end one way. We're going to pass away someday. This is all going to come to an end. But the choice is ours. Are we going to sit and do nothing and wait till the last minute, like people with a terminal illness, and then they've discovered that the meaning of that Sanskrit word marasanati, and they're like, oh, now I get it. Life is beautiful, a miracle, a blessing every moment. I'm going to treasure it all for the 2 months I have left. Why not just try to get on that page now, before we have the diagnosis? This life is a freaking miracle. The more so because death is inevitable. I don't know much, but I do know that we are never going to, gather in a harvest of satisfaction if we never risk the planting in the first place. So even not knowing how it's going to go, that's okay. God has it all in hand. We can just do the planting because we can trust God to handle the results. And God does not need our worry or our assistance, for the most part, in making that come about. Pray with me. Loving, mighty God, you are our source. You are our end. And between those two bookends, we have just a short time to do the things you need us to do. Inspire us today. Inspire our creativity. Reignite our passion for doing the next right thing, for becoming the next best version of ourselves. Give us a plan, but give us also the insight and the wisdom to accept that we cannot control the outcome. That is yours. We offer all that we are, all that we want to be, to you in this moment. Help us to surrender a little bit more completely today to your will. And as always, may the God of love, the God who upends our best plans, be with you today and all those you love. See you later.